Hello, I'm Kristy Putnam, and today I have a 30-minute slow, mindful yoga to help regulate the nervous system. We are going to practice tuning into the inner wisdom of our bodies. If you're not feeling like being very physical today, feel free to focus on your breath and keep your movements slow and small. If you'd like a little extra core engagement, you'll have the opportunity to stand with me, perhaps using the back of your chair for support. We'll be seated throughout most of the class, so if you need a chair nearby, find one that has a nice surface that will support your strong, tall back so you can sit upright towards the front of your chair. If you've been practicing yoga, you know how to explore your range of motion and your balance as I take us on a journey today. Let's begin with a body scan breath meditation. I invite you to join me in placing our hands on our diaphragm, so making nice little half circles, putting the hands on your sides below the rib cage. Relaxing those shoulders, taking a nice breath. The diaphragm is a muscle that goes all through the torso like a sheet of paper perpendicular to the ground. We are going to inhale up from the floor through our lower body to the hips, and then exhale back down. Inhale up the legs, noticing any areas of tension, simply observing. Exhale, inviting that tension to drop away, melting into the earth. Inhaling up the legs, exhaling down and out the feet, imagining roots deep into the dirt below, going all directions out to infinity. And inhaling up the lower body and now up the mid body, bringing the hands in front of the chest, all the fingers touching the thumbs, making little flower buds with the fingertips pointing up towards the sky. As we inhale up the legs and up the torso, filling the lungs with air, the fingers splay out like a flower blossoming in the sun. And then the fingers close again, the flower bud tightening. Imagine the lungs expanding with the flower opening. Exhale and release any tension down and out the feet into your roots. Inhaling all the way up the spine. Releasing, relaxing, sinking down, melting into the earth. The palms drop down, facing up below the belly. Inhaling all the way up the lower body, the mid body, and the upper body. The hands floating over the head, palms turning down. Exhaling, they return slowly to the belly. Scanning the whole body now. Noticing any places you might be holding. Inviting that tension to drain down, out into your roots. Inhale, imagine thinking the words, let it. Exhale the word, go. One more time. Let it go. If you're not already in your chair, you can join me now. Sitting towards the front of the chair with the feet firmly on the ground. Inhaling from the tailbone up to the base of the skull, feeling the back growing longer and taller. Bringing the hands to the hip As you inhale from the tailbone up the spine, as the inhale reaches the chest floats up towards the sky, slightly arching the back, looking up. Exhale and release, returning to straight, neutral spine. Again, inhaling all the way up to the top of the chest, floating towards the sky. Feel the torso expanding. Exhale, return to straight spine. One more time, a nice camel pose. Returning to straight spine, bringing the hands to rest on the lap. Leaning forward without bending the spine, just a little fold. And returning straight up and down. Again, folding forward, noticing before you a path. And in the distance, some majestic mountains. Today, we will begin to take a journey towards those mountains to shift our perspective, to find a new story. How can we love ourselves more? Self-respect. Last fold. Slowly bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, centering, turning inward, perhaps looking down the cheeks. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly and your chest. Noticing the thoughts, simply observing, allowing, becoming aware of the inner narrative. Imagining that we might like to rewrite our story. The story of our life can become something new as we journey along this path to the mountains to find our new vista. Checking in with an intention you might like to set. Perhaps you wish to increase your energy, your vitality, or maybe there's another way of being you might like to invite into your life. Letting the hands slowly float out in front. We see before us in the path a river, and we begin to swim the backstroke, the front hand floating up and out to the side. As it drops downward, the other hand floats up and out to the side, swimming backwards, floating along across the river, looking up at the clouds, imagining this new possibility for our life. Reversing direction, swimming forward, gathering into ourselves this essence of nature all around, breathing in the vitality, opening ourselves to something new. Slowly the hands come to rest on the lap. On the inhale, one hand and the same heel float upwards. Exhale back down. The alternate hand and heel float up as if a string is connecting the two together. Exhale, roots into the earth. Taking our steps along the path into our new life. Alternating one hand, opposite heel. Inhaling as we lift, exhaling, grounding into the earth. Perhaps we want to take bigger steps along the path, lifting the hand and foot higher. Perhaps we like the feeling of straightening the arm and the leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Inhaling as we lift, exhaling down. You might like to just continue lifting the heels. Remember to listen to your body. Stay in your comfort zone. Take a break at any time. Adapt any of the postures. And we come to stillness, taking a break, looking up at the sky. We notice a rainbow. Our hand begins to lift out to the side, arching as we paint the rainbow across the sky, bending to the side, stretching the ribs from side to side, painting the rainbow, using the thigh for support if that helps. Perhaps it feels even better to place the hand on the seat of the chair or the armrest. We notice as we look up at the rainbow, some apples in a tree. Grab the apple, twist, and pull it back down, plucking fruit, putting it in our travel satchel, grabbing more apples, filling up our bag with nourishment for our journey ahead. And now you may wish to simply place one foot forward in the chair, and you can lift those toes or lift the heel alternating. You might like to join me by walking around behind your chair. No need to move the chair, simply stand behind, using the back for support if that is needed. You can keep both hands on the chair or just one hand, bringing the other to the hip if you like. Taking a step back, you can take a tiny step or a bigger one, whatever feels good to you in this moment. Turning towards the chair, shifting the weight to the forward foot, and then shifting back. If it feels better for you, you might like to lift the back heel to make it a little less challenging. Maybe you want a little more challenge. On the inhale, as you shift forward, the whole arm can rise straight overhead. And return down on the exhale as you shift to the back foot, shifting into the front bent knee, lunging forward, opening towards the mountain, our new future. Shifting backwards, turning inwards, noticing our inner narrative, our story, how we might like to change that story to more authentically express our truth. Last one. And simply changing feet now, bringing the one foot forward, stepping back with the other, bringing the hand to the hip if you like, or leaving both hands on the chair. Shifting forward and back. Moving into the future, and then taking a moment to turn inward and notice what we're feeling. Perhaps adding in the arm extending overhead. And last one. Continuing to remain standing or seated, we now find ourselves at the base of the mountain, feeling our feet heavy like rocks, the palms opening forward, the arms at an angle out to the sides, the chest open. Breathing deep and slow, feeling yourself become one with the mountain, feeling your feet heavy upon the ground. Slowly feeling a warmth below your feet. Begin to rise up the legs towards the torso, as if a volcano is beginning to erupt. The arms rise overhead, hands coming together straight above. Take a moment to feel the energy of the feet and the hands. Feel the abdomen gently engage on the exhale. Feel the chest lifting on the inhale. Feel the strong, tall neck. The hands dropping down to in front of the chest. Becoming now a tree planted atop the mountain. The toes of one foot come over to rest on top of the other. Or maybe if you're standing, you'd like to place the foot on the side of the lower leg or the thigh. Tree pose, taking a breath. And then the other side, the other foot, the toes resting gently on top of the opposite foot. Feeling your roots deep into the earth. Feeling your long, tall spine. Releasing the feet to parallel. Taking a nice exhale. On the inhale, the hands open out to goalposts. A slight arch of the back as the chest inhales up toward the sky. Exhale, the hands return to the chest and the spine curves the opposite direction. As you inhale, you might like to lift both heels as you look up. Exhale, the hands return to the chest, the heels drop to the earth. Looking into the sky, we notice the birds flying across in front of the clouds, around the rainbow. We begin to imagine taking flight ourselves, that we can soar above any difficulties, bringing the thumbs to lock together, making the little bird symbol, bringing it to the chest, feeling the energy of the eagle. Breathing, imagining you can soar above any difficulties as you step into your new future. Inhale and open the arms, and then giving yourself a big hug, crossing one arm above the other, stacking the elbows. Feel that nice stretch across the upper back. And open and alternate the arms, the other moving to the top. Couple more. Giving yourself a nice big hug, asking how you might love yourself now. Taking a moment to pause in a position you find comfortable to check in again with your intention, how you might rewrite your story, how you might align your authentic self more fully with who you are in public, who you share yourself to be with others and the world. Letting the hands drop slowly to the left. Taking one more look out across the vista, bringing one fist in front, the thumb upwards, bringing it in front of the nose, and bringing it in towards the face, focusing on the thumbnail, and then pushing out away, coming back in and moving out to a diagonal slightly to the side, leaving the face forward, letting the eyes follow the thumb, looking to the side into your periphery, coming back in. One more time, looking out to the side as the hand moves away and back in. And then the other hand, the other thumb, moves away, focusing on the thumbnail as it comes back in towards the nose. Leaving the face forward, the thumb goes out slightly to the side, the eyes follow. And once more out to the periphery. The thumb comes back in, and both thumbs now in front of the face. Making a little circle to the side like a figure 8, the hand lifts up. The face remains forward, the eyes follow the thumb, making a circle. And then the other side. Again. And now reversing directions the opposite way, circling the thumb. One more. Rubbing the hands, making some heat, bringing the hands, cupping them over the eyes, sending that warmth into your eyes. And now blinking rapidly for a few seconds, clearing your vision, looking out into your future with unclouded vision. Taking a moment to come into our final resting posture. We'll do corpse pose. You can stay seated in your chair, leaning back, relaxing with your hands on your lap, or you might choose to go down to the floor, placing a bolster under your knees, maybe your yoga blocks or a blanket. Resting in corpse pose, the palms facing up towards the sky. Noticing your breath. Perhaps closing the eyes, turning inward to pay attention to your active relaxation. Slowly counting to 4 as you inhale, counting to 4 as you exhale. Counting to 4 2 times as you inhale and exhale. Noticing how you might make the inhale even with the exhale. Counting to 4 twice at the same pace. If you like, after the next time that you inhale, pause at the top before you exhale. Inhale, pause, and exhale. If it's comfortable, pausing longer, counting to 4 3 times. Inhale, pause, exhale. Breathing slower and deeper. Counting slower. Putting space between the numbers as you count to 4 3 times. Inhale, pause, exhale. Slower and slower. If you like, after the next exhale, keep about 20% of the air and pause. Counting to 4 4 times. Inhale, pause, exhale about 80% of the air, pause before you inhale again. Counting to 4 4 times. If your eyes are closed, opening them, wiggling your fingers and your toes and your wrists and your ankles, bouncing off the earth, shaking like a tree, the leaves blowing in a windstorm, clearing out the nervous system, shaking out all the cells. Slowly bringing your hands together, heart center, taking a slight bow to acknowledge those who came here today to practice with you.